She is a tall guard who can shoot the three. She is nasty on defense. What I love about her is she brings this kind of spark and energy to the court. She is very feisty. She is not scared to go after it. And I feel like, will also
Clark's arrival to the Indiana Fever. You can bet she had a bit of a temper tantrum behind closed doors when she heard the news. Think about it, Caitlin Clark, the undeniable face of women's basketball, the reigning star, and now she's taking up a spot on her team? Yeah, I can see why Nalissa might not be thrilled. But let's be real here, this move is a huge win for the Fever. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent, and the decision to pair her with someone like Sophie Cunningham is nothing short of genius. Now, Cunningham isn't just there to make the team look good, she's on a mission. She's not just playing for wins, she's playing to protect the crown jewel of women's basketball. Cunningham has been called the enforcer on this team, and rightly so. She brings grit, energy, and a fearless attitude to the court. She's that player who doesn't back down from anyone, especially when it comes to defending her teammates. When Caitlin Clark takes the court, Sophie Cunningham is going to be right there by her side, making sure no one gets in her way. If you thought Cunningham was just about hitting threes, think again. She's now the personal bodyguard of Caitlin Clark, ready to throw elbows and fight tooth and nail to protect her teammate. Sophie's whole career has been about intensity. She's been known for her toughness, for taking charges, for playing with a chip on her shoulder. Now, that chip is bigger than ever because it's all about defending Clark, the future of the league.
Don't even know, or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. I would love to play with her one day, for real.
All of a sudden, Cunningham is there, eyes locked on anyone thinking about playing too rough with her star teammate. You thought you were going to get a clean shot? Think again. Sophie will be right there in their face, ready to remind everyone why messing with Clark isn't an option. As for Nalissa Smith, the whole situation is a classic case of you can't always get what you want. Smith was riding high, thinking she was going to lead the Fever. But now, with Clark in town, she's got to step back and realize the team has bigger aspirations. Sure, she'll pout for a bit, but it's not going to change anything. The Fever are thinking championship now, and they're building the team for it. Clark is the future, and Cunningham is the protector. But let's talk about the Fever's front office decision here for a second. Trading for Sophie Cunningham? Smart move. They didn't pick her up just to be a nice addition.
The signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever. By the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? Nalissa Smith is gone.
For women's sports in general, you have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them and you have to be fans of that. Because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be making a lot more money.
now.
About protecting what's most important to the future of women's basketball. We're watching something incredible unfold with the Fever. And with Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark at the helm, it's clear this team is not just aiming for a playoff spot, they're gunning for a championship. Oh, the drama in the WNBA is real right now. Let's just talk about this power move by the Indiana Fever for a second. The Sophie Cunningham trade is a game changer, and not just for basketball, it's a statement. Sophie is coming in like a defensive enforcer, the kind of teammate every superstar needs. We all know Caitlin Clark is the face of the league now, but with Cunningham on her side, it's like adding a bodyguard who'll throw elbows and knock out any negativity that tries to mess with Caitlin. You know how teams can get spicy and try to rough up the stars? Well, if anyone tries to get too close to Caitlin Clark, Sophie is going to be right there ready to check them. And let's not forget about the previous situation with Nalissa Smith. It's been clear that her vibe wasn't exactly aligned with the energy Caitlin needs. When DJ Carrington tried to take out Caitlin Clark last season with the infamous eye poke, Nalissa Smith, her own teammate, was just there, watching. No defense, no retaliation, no real leadership. It was like she was too busy enjoying the drama like it was a Netflix show, not realizing that this is real life. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is the kind of player who doesn't just watch she protects her teammates, and that's exactly what Caitlin Clark needs. And that's why the Indiana Fever's decision to trade Nalissa Smith for Sophie Cunningham was not just a good decision, it was the decision. Nalissa Smith was over here acting like a spectator, and now she's out, headed to Dallas. No fake heartbreak, no thank you to the team that drafted her. She hopped right over to the Dallas Wings like a cheerleader for DJ Carrington, who, let's be real, has had some questionable moments with Caitlin. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is coming in hot, bringing the intensity, the leadership, and, most importantly, the protection that Caitlin Clark needs.
New and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them and you have to be fans of that. Because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be
faster than a fast break. This move is just as much about defense as it is about team chemistry, and with this kind of energy, the Fever are looking like they're on the path to a championship. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. This trade isn't just about improving the Fever's roster, it's about the league as a whole. Sophie Cunningham brings that gritty, unapologetic energy that every team needs. It's a move that's going to have everyone talking. The WNBA is getting the spotlight, and it's because of players like Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham who aren't afraid to be the faces of the league and bring the drama, skill, and passion it needs to stay relevant. Trust me, the Fever are coming for that top spot, and with this dynamic duo, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. The WNBA is leveling up, and it's only going to get more exciting. The drama around the Indiana Fever and Sophie Cunningham is absolutely wild right now. This trade is shaping up to be a huge game changer. Let's be real, last season, Caitlin Clark had to fend for herself, taking hits and getting rough treatment from opponents like DJ Carrington, with nothing from her teammates. It's honestly wild how there was this complete lack of backup. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is about to change all that. She's coming in ready to protect her teammate, no hesitation, and no more letting things slide. Sophie isn't just a player who shows up to score threes or hustle, she's built different. She's the kind of player who's going to put her body on the line, throw an elbow, talk trash, and back it up with grit. She's out there looking for smoke, and if anyone tries to pull what DJ Carrington did last season, they've got another thing coming. Sophie will step up immediately, and it won't just be a gentle shove. No, this will be full-on enforcer behavior, making sure Caitlin Clark is well protected on and off the court. The real difference is that this time, Caitlin Clark finally has teammates who will actually have her back. The Indiana Fever weren't playing around in the offseason. They didn't just go for random signings. They strategically added pieces like Sophie Cunningham, who isn't just a great shooter, but a true enforcer. She's the player who will run through a screen to make a point, the one who'll smile after draining a three in someone's face, and the one who's always thinking about who tried her teammate last game. She's got that fire and determination to make sure Caitlin Clark is never left hanging again. And let's not forget Nalissa Smith. As much as we wanted to believe she was an important piece for the Fever, the reality is she wasn't showing up last season, especially after the All-Star break. She wasn't playing with the same level of intensity, and that's why her trade value basically dropped to nothing. The Fever were smart to let her go because they needed someone who wasn't just going to stand there.
Cunningham is not finna put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal,
who won't let anyone mess with Caitlin. Cunningham is ready to turn things up for the Fever. She's going to make Indiana the toughest team in the league. This season, Caitlin Clark finally has teammates who will not just watch but will step up when things get rough. And trust me, Sophie is ready to make anyone regret even thinking about taking a cheap shot at Caitlin. This is exactly what the Fever needed, and now they've got it. The league better watch out because this team is ready to make some noise. This is the year for the Indiana Fever, and the hype is real. Caitlin Clark is stepping into her second season, and it's going to be historic star. Last year was just a taste, but now she's ready to fully dominate. With a stronger roster, better teammates, and actual protection on the court, Caitlin is primed to shatter records and lead the Fever deep into the playoffs, maybe even all the way to a championship. The rookie season was just the appetizer, but the 2025 season? That's the main course, and it's going to be sweet star. Sophie Cunningham is going to play a huge role in this, not only as a shooter but as the enforcer. She's going to be setting hard screens, talking trash, and making sure Caitlin doesn't take any more cheap shots. Then there's Aaliyah Boston in the paint, locking everything down. The Fever shooters are locked and loaded, ready to provide the firepower, and Caitlin Clark? She's going to put up MVP numbers and lead this team to heights they've never reached before. It's going to be a fun ride. The Fever's roster is no longer just a collection of talent, it's a cohesive unit that has chemistry and will thrive together. They've strategically added pieces that fit their vision, like Natasha Howard and the re-signing of Kelsey Mitchell. When Caitlin Clark is on your team, she elevates everyone around her, and with the additions this season, the Fever have the tools to make a serious championship run. But here's the thing, it's not just about Caitlin Clark anymore. With Sophie Cunningham by her side, any team that even thinks about targeting Caitlin will have to deal with Sophie. This is her revenge tour and she's not taking any disrespect lightly. The Fever are no longer the soft team that just lets things slide. They're about to turn every game into a battle, and if you try to test Caitlin Clark, Sophie will be right there to shut it down. This is the new face of the Indiana Fever, tough, fearless, and ready to make history. So get ready, WNBA, because the Indiana Fever are coming, and they're not here to mess around. Business is booming, and the 2025 season is theirs for the taking. This isn't just Caitlin Clark's league anymore, it's the Fever's league.
Plug and play pieces. We need plug and pay, immediate impact. That's what we need. We need players to come in and make immediate impact. And that's what Kelly and Amber has done with this free agency. A lot of people thought the Indiana Fever was going to pull up short. I'm here to tell you they was playing chess while everybody else in the damn W was playing checkers, bro. They just strategically put this thing.
Clark's arrival to the Indiana Fever. You can bet she had a bit of a temper tantrum behind closed doors when she heard the news. Think about it, Caitlin Clark, the undeniable face of women's basketball, the reigning star, and now she's taking up a spot on her team? Yeah, I can see why Nalissa might not be thrilled. But let's be real here, this move is a huge win for the Fever. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent, and the decision to pair her with someone like Sophie Cunningham is nothing short of genius. Now, Cunningham isn't just there to make the team look good, she's on a mission. She's not just playing for wins, she's playing to protect the crown jewel of women's basketball. Cunningham has been called the enforcer on this team, and rightly so. She brings grit, energy, and a fearless attitude to the court. She's that player who doesn't back down from anyone, especially when it comes to defending her teammates. When Caitlin Clark takes the court, Sophie Cunningham is going to be right there by her side, making sure no one gets in her way. If you thought Cunningham was just about hitting threes,
Nalissa Smith, Robin Lundberg. Nalissa Smith, as we all know, was a borderline liability for the Fever last season. Not sure where the idea she had trade value is coming from. Indiana made clear upgrades. Yeah, I mean, Nalissa Smith had very little trade value. There, basically, when they came back from the All-Star break, Nalissa Smith dropped off a map. She went MIA on the Indiana Fever. I mean, seriously, I voted for Nalissa Smith for the All-Star game. Think about that. And then her behavior and her play went right down the shitter in the second half of the season. She basically no-showed. Yeah, she was on the court. She was